legal marriage, and therefore it's cannot the woman cannot automatically turn to be a wife immediately after the divorce of one of the 4 wives. So in other words, the marriage has to be contracted. What happened before was not a marriage.
Allah said
because it has no legal basis.
In Surah An-Nisa, that وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا فَوَاحِدَةً أَوْ مَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُكُمْ. The verse says that if you are afraid that you wouldn't be
able to do justice, yes.
Yeah, in between your wives.
You better get one.
Then remain with one, or that which your right hand possesses. Now that awma malikat aymanukum, many people ask me, what connotation does it have, and what is its standpoint in our present day generation? Okay,
first of all, the first part of it, before I come to the second part, the first, marriages are contractual in nature, and because marriage is contractual, there are mutual rights and obligations, which are created by the contractual rights and obligations. And if you know that you cannot fulfill all the contractual rights and obligations of the other party, you better stick yourself to one. Now, the awmamalakat aymanukum, those days, that was when slavery was recognized in Islam as a practice, because when Islam came, there are some of the practices that Islam inherited or Islam found people doing. It did not Islam did not necessarily rush to abolish or to abandon some of them. This includes slavery. Then it used to be when it was practiced. Then in this case, a man would be allowed to have relationship with a slave woman, but
the man would be accepted to have.
Yes, and yes. Like they will engage in any form of relationship, not as a husband and wife, but a slave and a master. You understand? But my advice to any Muslim in this present age is that slavery has ceased to exist. It doesn't exist anymore. Let's go back to the marriage principles. If you want to marry a man, you can marry up to 4 wives. When you have 4, you have exhausted your quota. You better stop there. If it happens that one of the four wives dies or is divorced, you can get another one. Some people have the habit of replacing. We will marry 4 wives, after a while, one is divorced, you bring a new one. It is not strictly speaking haram, but morally speaking also it's not advisable, you understand? So that is why I'm saying that this age, I'll not advise anybody to engage in anything that you may call a slavery and a master relationship in Islam.
But I am not understanding, even in some parts of Mauritania, Syria and stuff, you have the slave issue there. Well,
it is quite reported that in some of the countries in North Africa, they practice slavery. But why, if you go today and put it to them, they will deny it. I witnessed instances where accusations of slavery against these countries were raised before the African Human Rights Commission, and they vehemently denied it. Why are they denying it? Why are they denying it? So it means that there's a problem with the practice. Even there's nobody who would stand to justify from the Islamic perspective. None of them will tell you this is permitted by Islam, that's why we do it, and Islam is our religion. They will deny it. They say it doesn't exist. So which means there's a problem in the practice. So what people do in other countries, you see, let me say this. I can assure you that Islam is probably best followed in Africa than particularly in West Africa, and most especially in the Senegambia region, and let's say in our sub-region, Senegambia, Mali, Guinea, these countries, Islam is best followed in many other countries, even in the Arabian Gulf. So therefore, it is not advisable to say, people do it in Mauritania, or people do elsewhere, let's do it. They are doing it, there are so many things that they are doing in their respective jurisdictions, and they are not necessarily Islamic. So again, my simple advice is that slavery, as far as I am concerned, doesn't exist. It has no legal basis in Islamic law, and there's no reason why a man should keep a woman at home just to call her my slave. You better marry a woman. And like the Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab said in one of his pronouncements, why would you enslave people when they were born by their mothers free? Umar ibn Khattab, the second caliph of Islam and the third leader of the Islamic world. Umar is known for his sound juridical opinions, his sound juristic analysis and preferences. So my advice, therefore, is that slavery doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, there, viewers. this where we'll take our first break, inshallah. When we come back, we'll open the lines for you to call and ask questions pertaining to what we are discussing today. We'll take this break now.
من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى إن إلى ربك الرجعى أرأيت الذي ينهى عبدا إذا صلى أرأيت إن كان على الهدى أو أمر بالتقوى أرأيت إن كذب وتولى ألم يعلم بأن الله يرى كلا لئن لم ينته لنسفعا.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين. Welcome back there, viewers, and we'll now open the lines for you to call and ask questions pertaining to what we are discussing today. The number you can call is for those outside the country. You can dial 00220 437 3910 437 after 00220, and for those of you inside the country, you can call 437 5905 437 5905. Now, as we continue with this question, what is the implication, or what are the implications for a woman who refuses her husband in bed?
Well, it is definitely a bad practice, and strictly prohibited by Islam. And then, according to the tradition of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, severe punishment awaits for the person in the hereafter.
Ustaz, we take this caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Bismillah. Bismillah.
From nowhere.
Okay.
Detomo Bakari Jamirati.
Jamikunanko, Bismillah.
Yes. Lafta usas meaning kawanan ko ale diam do fon ko musale fe limoye muso futu fo monan musunani.
Ha.
Yo, nkaje Gambia je mol kamuso futu ka fo komen France tan ala kema bantale aya kungole dendela so dul kata fo musunan lulu fo woro yo dum wadata bam famanda
baraka bake jama ko nanko mbele ni kaw jabila inshallah.
Yo, abaraka bake.
Thank you so much.
Amanda says that's it's not halal. Yalo kobi nga fo nyamin muso isiata nyaunya emanya na tambile muso naniji. Under all circumstances, momo mi yalo ko yemuso nane soto. Sanyo kay ite ining muso tema idati je koteke. Fo ning ala yake ko inin do talata o do banta. Now, and then sign Sabale Bebulo. New work and I say, Keno, new work and I said, oh, I don't put Cartim and the four.
Kundendo.
Hambola. Amanki Musiti, Abeka Musiti Bang.
Hana Muskevano. Send the Giviana Konako, non Modenetella.
But at a Kele Musiti.
Honey.
Put cat of Potodron.
Maybe to put on the
Bayalon condemning the Ying confusion at it. What does it mean?
Yeah, naturally, how it is done is if a woman's husband died who is old, do you understand? Who is, because naturally the mindset and the belief that women in the rural areas have is if you die without being married, or without being in the custody of a man,
that is the problem.
It means you are not going well.
The terminology is still not clear. Being in the custody of a man in what capacity? As a husband and a wife?
No, it's not.
If it is not, if the relationship is,
it will be more or less like a guardian. They understand, but now so sometimes they will prepare something and bring it for you. They wouldn't spend time. Some will not even, some will be in another village and you'll be far apart.
anyway,
you know, I don't know how does it all come about. Yeah, but it's still ambiguous.
The relationship has to be clarified. If